What do you think lost them that game? I'm actually not sure. You know, let's go back and watch the VOD. Because, I mean, like, I think... You know, I think I actually do know what lost them the game, in that we just scaled. Like I said in the draft, we had the better late game team comp with Zeratul Tracer and all that. So when you're putting all your eggs in that late game basket and saying, hey, we're not even going to think about killing you for the first 12 levels of the game, try to beat us by then, it puts the enemy team on this timer where they have to build a significant advantage by then. So, you know, like, I think that's a pretty fair gambit, you know? Like, oh, you're going to be better than us for the first 12 levels, but you better win by those first 12 levels. And they didn't. They only got like a 1-level advantage. And then you can see... Also, our Zeratul hit like a really good VP, I think, in mid lane that also kind of set it off. I want to go take a look at that again. So, let's watch this again right here. No, this is... Yeah. So, look. Here, we've been even all game, and we finally get a turn-in off. And then I'm just hitting ridiculously hard with my scaling. And then also they split. Somebody went top lane. Garrosh is way over here, and these two guys are in. I'm not sure why they're splitting so hard. I don't think that actually is of consequence, though. Zeratul's damage. Look at this. Boom. He does insane Q damage. Helps keep Bam Bam low. Goes in on the Thrall again. And then also Ricochet locked and loaded. The fact that you can hit the gate and your bullets will ricochet behind the gate onto the enemy heroes is insanely, stupidly effective for sieging. Like, Tracer becomes a siege god at 16. She becomes really good at siege at 13, and a god at it at 16, especially when you're sitting on untouchable stacks. I've only got 5 at this point, because like I mentioned, low kill pressure, and I think that was the wrong choice. Maybe it wasn't, I don't know. I have to think about that some more, but that scaling and that interaction with sieging really helped us with this final push here. So then here... Notice how I'm hitting the... So I just pointed to my screen like you guys are going to see that with my finger. So notice how right here I'm at this gate, and I'm shooting him, and I'm whittling this Thrall down. Like, this Thrall should be at like 80-90%, but he's at 50%. So that starts opening the way up. I start hitting this gate thinking maybe he's going to come down here and I can ricochet off the gate. And even if he doesn't, that still opens a pathway for dives. So then I'm start thinking, okay, let me just shoot this down. And now I've got a really open path, because this is going to die a lot slower with this tower dead. I've got a really open path to dive up here, and I see that Bam Bam's chilling up here kind of low, and I'm really close to my pulse bomb. That's 83, I think. So then I just go right up here. I follow this in. At this point, I'm like, the stun just came out. I don't feel like wasting my recall if I'm probably not going to get the kill into a shielded Garrosh with Morales. I didn't notice the low energy at the time. So I was like, I'm just going to stand here and trade with this Thrall instead. Even if he roots me, he can't out-trade me, especially with the Task Star Shield, so I thought maybe I could bait him. If I stand still, he's going to stay on me. If I run away, he's going to realize he can't trade with me, and then he's going to run away too. Whereas if I stand still, then he's going to try and trade with me, and then I can out-trade him there. But luckily for him, he decided to run away. Well, not luckily, that's just good play on his part. I tried to bait him, didn't work. But then Bam Bam's going in solo while I'm keeping their team up here. And this doesn't make any sense. Now Bam Bam's over here getting wrecked by Zeratul. He's too low to fight. Dahaka tried to solo flank after Bam Bam's already been zoned out. Morales has no mana. Thrall is super low. Well, he's like 55%, but still, that's a super easy dodge right there. Really, really easy to see that coming. They all walk into Dream, and that's 20 gems gone right there. And then they just let Zeratul dive them, and that was the end. Well, no, that wasn't the end, because our Zeratul does die to this Genji. I think I misplayed here. Yeah, by going for this Morales, I thought I had the kill, but I knew going into it that it was really pushing it. Are we in queue? Yeah, we're in queue. Okay, I knew this was really pushing it, and that there was a low chance I was going to get this kill. And I really should have just stayed back and secured this Genji kill. And if I did that, we would have had the end right there. So I cost my team the end by misplaying and going for the Morales right here. Because I thought they had this kill. And then I was like, wait, no, he still has everything. That's not going to happen. So him blaming the Genji is just him being a Salt Lord? Oh, 100%. Like, he went in solo at bad times. He was missing his combo. He taunted way after the throw. Like, Bam Bam misplayed a lot that game. And he's blaming his team, but I mean, like, he's kind of known as a Salt Lord, so it doesn't surprise me. But, like, there, they just gave us everything, and my misplay caused us the win right there. But we still had a really good chance of winning at this point by just me going over to the boss. So let's see. We just take this boss, just rush it down. Nothing really to talk about. Here, I remember noting that they didn't have medevac, because that actually kind of scared me. I was worried about, like, 4 of them. They didn't have time to wait for Thrall. This boss was going to die before them. I was worried about 4 of them medevacing in, like, right here, and then just sending Garrosh in first. Oh, sorry. And just wiping us on this right here. But luckily their medic decided to go for the stim pack instead, which I think is kind of questionable or adrenaline. What is this even called? Stim drone. Because like she's against 2 divers. Like I don't understand why she wouldn't go for it. That was a really good Q by Bam Bam, bad blink by me that helped save his Dahaka from a bunch of damage. I don't like Salt Lord streams. Yeah, that's why like lately I've been getting really salty like a week ago, and I'm trying to get over that. You know, I'm trying to just stay positive. Because I know it's no fun to watch, and really I don't like being a toxic person myself. Like I've driven people out of my life in the past by being toxic, like in video games and in real life encounters, and every time I think about that, it just I don't want to be that kind of person. So yeah, I'm not saying anything about Bam Bam right there. Like I'm not trying to express judgment. I'm just saying like I'm not saying I'm a better person than Bam Bam. I don't know Bam Bam. I'm talking strictly about myself here. Like I've been trying to tone that down lately. Yeah, I like streams that occasionally get salty, but yeah, I get you. So, back to the analysis. Here, Thrall steps way too far up and just lets me chunk him. Luckily, he just runs right back out again, but he took way too much damage. Like, he should be at full health right here, and every bit of health matters. There, I just bait Bam Bam into wasting his combo by blinking out when he walks on me, but I step right up to his melee range, and if you're the Garrosh here, what you should do, and we saw a lot of this in the mid-season brawl so far, is when you throw, you should be taunting as they're in midair right about here-ish. Like right in this part of the trajectory, and they'll still be taunted when they land. That sets up a perfect Dahaka tongue or a wolf. I don't know if they have those, but there should be no way that I escape out of this alive. I made a massive misplay here that should have thrown the game, or at least I won't say throw the game because we still get fort. We still probably get top gate, but that completely neutralizes our advantage. Like we'll end up a keep, like even on levels, which isn't a massive advantage. I misplay this super hard, but Bam Bam lets me go. Let's see. And then now again, this is just more of what I mentioned earlier, where Ricochet interacting with Locked and Loaded and Untouchable means that your siege is crazy because you're poking and sieging at the same time. So that's what I'm doing here. You see that Thrall's getting whittled down. Let's see. They're actually standing really far back. I remember fighting somebody up at this top part of the team fight. I very nearly got ISO'd, and that would have been a problem, but I hit my Malfurion right there. Why didn't I? Okay, I did. I was like, I could have sworn I got the Dahaka kill. So notice how I waited. I didn't have bomb, but I made sure to only bomb once I knew Dahaka had already burrowed. If he hadn't burrowed, I wouldn't have thrown that bomb. So then here again, I'm like, Thrall, you can't trade with me. I have
pure skill, baby. This is what number one GM looks like, baby.
I'm like, Thrall, you can't trade with me, even with that stim drone on, because I can kite you whenever you get me low, and I have a regrowth on me, so the next Moonfire is going to chunk me back up to like this much. If I get a shield, it's a guaranteed full heal, and I do believe I get a shield right here from Tassadar. That heals me back up. The root's also perfect, just icing on the cake. I see Genji over here. I'm just getting a little greedy chasing him. I'm like, maybe they'll misplay and try to kill me. You know, why not? Because, I mean, what's it going to do? If I hit this keep here, we'll kill it a second faster, whereas if I go down here and they misplay and I get a kill, we guaranteed win the game. So, that was what I was thinking right there. And here, this game is just over at this point. So yeah, that was just us taking advantage of the fact that our comp was very oriented to the late game. Using that on this enemy team. Let me see what else. And just them making a lot of crucial misplays with their positioning, and Bam Bam not really utilizing his CC on me properly. Alright, we got a game.